I'm Jeff Chandler for the Events Calendar. This is an overview of the settings included in event tickets. First, we'll take a look at the plugin's general settings when it is used as a standalone ticketing solution. Then, we'll cover the additional plugin settings for when the plugin is used alongside the Events Calendar. First, let's start by looking at the available settings for when Event Tickets is used as a standalone plugin without the Events Calendar. First, we have the ticket settings, and this controls post types that can have tickets. Right now we have post or page, and depending on if you have other plugins installed, you can select other post types as well. Down below, we have login requirements. Now you can require users to log in before they RSVP, which if enabled, users will be required to be a registered user on your site and logged into WordPress to complete an RSVP. There's also the option to require users to log in before they purchase tickets. If this is enabled, users will be required to be a registered user on your site and logged into WordPress to purchase a ticket. Then down below under miscellaneous settings, we have debug mode. And enabling this option allows PHP errors to be logged to your site's PHP error log, which is handy for troubleshooting possible issues, such as conflicts with other plugins. By default, the setting is disabled, and we recommend using it only for troubleshooting to get the best performance from the plugin. Here you'll see a drop-down menu where you can select a compact date format, and this sets how the date is formatted when selecting the start and end sale date for tickets in the editor. And last but not least, we have the option for you to opt into telemetry. Now, this is data that is shared with the events tickets and Stellar WP used to improve the product. Tribe Commerce is our legacy e-commerce solution. If you're using Tribe Commerce, you're likely using an old version of events tickets. We highly encourage you to migrate to Tickets Commerce. For information on how to use Tribe Commerce, please visit our knowledge base article, which is linked to in the video description below. Next, we're going to take a look at the payments section. Here, you could toggle on the option to enable Tickets Commerce, which we've already done. And once you do, you'll see all of your Ticket Commerce options. The next thing you want to do is click on the blue button to either connect to Stripe or connect to PayPal and follow the necessary prompts. Once you go through those prompts, you'll see a number of payment options down below. And we'll start off with the general area where you can enable test mode. And this setting will allow you to test payments for your ticket sales. Test mode will be enabled by default once you set up a payment gateway. Then there's stock handling. This lets you decide when in the ticket process the number of available tickets decreases. Then we have currency mode, which allows you to select which currency you'd like to use to collect payments with Tickets Commerce. There's a decimal separator, where you can choose the decimal separator you'd like to use to display ticket prices with Tickets Commerce. Then there's the thousand separator. Here you could choose the thousand separator you like to use to display ticket prices with Tickets Commerce. And as we can see on the screen here, generally it's a comma by default, but you could choose whichever one you like to use. Then we have the currency position, and here you could choose the currency position you like to use to display ticket prices with Tickets Commerce. Then there's the checkout page. You can select the page where customers go to complete their purchase. You can display this page content with the TEC_tickets_checkout shortcode. Then there's the success page. This is the page that users will be directed to once they complete the checkout experience. Now, if you want to display this to users in a different page or wherever on your site, you can use the TEC_tickets_success shortcode. Then down below at the bottom, we have the emails section. And since version 5.6.0, the confirmation email sender address setting was moved to the email settings on Tickets Settings Emails. This allows you to set the from email address that is used when purchase and ticket confirmations are sent to the user after purchase. By default, it is set to the site email address in the WordPress settings. Now for confirmation email sender name, again, since version 5.6.0, this setting was moved to the email settings on Ticket Settings Emails as well. This is a name that displays in an email inbox. For example, using event tickets would display that as the email sender name in the user's box. And last but not least, the confirmation email subject has also been moved to the same place since version 5.6.0. This lets you set the subject line for the email a user receives containing their tickets. Next, we'll cover the email section. Here you can toggle on the option to enable ticket emails if your event tickets install was before version 5.6.0. If you're installing event tickets after version 5.6.0, the new emails functionality will be enabled by default. Event tickets comes with a list of different emails that you can enable and configure separately. First, we have the ticket email. This is the email that's delivered with the ticket once tickets are purchased. Then you have the RSVP email. This is the email that's delivered with the ticket once RSVPs are confirmed. Then you have the RSVP not going email. This is the email that's delivered once a user confirms that they're not attending an event. Then we have a purchase receipt, and the purchase receipt is something that a buyer gets once buying a ticket via Tickets Commerce. And then we have completed order. The completed order confirmation a site admin gets once a Tickets Commerce order has been completed. As you can see, there are pencil icons allowing us to edit these. If we want, we can configure these. And we also have a detailed knowledge base article that we'll link to in the chat below that contains detailed settings on these emails. So down below here, we also have the sender name. This is a name that displays in an email inbox. For example, if you use event tickets, that's what would display as the email sender name in the user's inbox. Then we have the sender email, the email address that's used as the sender of all event tickets associated emails. Then we have the header image, which is, of course, the email header image, and we have image alignment. And this is controls the horizontal image alignment for the header image. Then if you'd like, you can configure the header or footer background, where you can select the header and footer background colors from this setting. You can also adjust the ticket color, the footer content, and the footer credit. And there's also a preview button right here, preview email, which will trigger a modal with the preview of how your emails will look. Next, we'll take a look at attendee registration settings. These are only available to users of Event Tickets Plus. First, we have the individual attendee collection default setting. This is the default individual attendee collection option when you create new tickets, which may be customized per ticket. Then down below here, we have the attendee registration modal, which provides a new sales flow for purchasing tickets that includes attendee registration. You can customize the attendee registration URL slug. You can customize the attendee registration template. And there's also an attendee registration page that you can either select as the registration page, or you could use the shortcode tribe_attendee_registration. If you're using Event Tickets Plus, you'll also notice this Integrations tab. This is where Events Tickets and its add-ons integrate with other online tools and services to bring you additional features. So let's take a look at some of the settings down below. Here, you can use the QR codes. You could check whether to include QR codes in ticket emails. You can also choose to restrict check-ins, which allows you to check whether to allow check-in of QR tickets during the date and time of the event. There's a check-in window where you can decide how far in advance to begin checking in attendees. You will need to enable the restrict check-in setting before to take advantage of this option. There's also WooCommerce support. When should attendee records be generated? You could choose the status for when attendee records are generated. You can also choose a status for when tickets should be emailed to customers. If you don't choose a status, no email will be sent. Next is the Licenses tab. Event Tickets does not require a license, but if you are using our Promoter automated email marketing service with Event Tickets, then this is where you can enter the license key for Promoter. Using Event Tickets alongside the events calendar presents additional plugin settings. Here you can see we have the post types that can have tickets, and if you notice now, there's an event post type that you can select. There's also a way for you to be able to change the location of the RSVP form, and this determines where the RSVP form is located on an event post type. Then down below, we have display number of tickets. They're the left threshold, and this allows you to remove the text in the ticket form that displays how many tickets are left when a specified number of tickets are left. Leave this field blank to always display the number of tickets available. Then you see we still have the login requirements options where you can require users to log in before they RSVP or require users to log in before they purchase tickets. And again, we have the telemetry option, which sends data back to Stellar WP where we can improve the product. By default, tickets and RSVPs are limited to a maximum purchase of 100 ever since Event Tickets version 4.11.5. It is possible to increase or decrease the limit with the filter in your functions.php file or as a separate plugin. And as you can see, we're going to link to this KB article, but here is the code snippet for the filter that you can add. And you can also limit users' purchase to 1 ticket per person for a specific event or a specific ticket. And there's a code snippet for that as well. If you need additional assistance configuring event tickets, please contact our support team.